Hello, so Signash fan here. Time for Melty Blood type Lumina tier list. And I haven't done a tier list in like 3 months, so a lot has probably changed. We got DLC characters, Alco and Dead Apostle Noel. In the current state of the game, a lot of characters are starting to blossom, and we are starting to see even more tech being created, whether it be NA or Japan or other regions in general. So I definitely think there's no like C or D tier characters. There's only like S, A plus, A, B. I think with that being, I might even add no, I think I like it like that. Yeah, I think I like it like that. S, A plus, A, and B, because the gap between A and B I think is a little more significant than putting like a B plus. I think that the characters down here are definitely B, like a solid B, versus like it being like a B plus or anything. So let's get into this. So S, I'm not gonna really go in order. I'm kind of gonna just put characters places that I definitely believe that they should be. With that being said, I definitely think the best character in the game right now is Dead Apostle Noel, for sure. She has really good zoning, really good damage, easy to set up set play. Her set play revolves her dashing under you with staffs active, and she gets a pretty good mix up. It's not even a 50-50 at this point. Like, she has so many options that the chances of you getting hit are very high. You basically have to use shield, but even if you use shield, you'll get cooked. She could just 2C meaty you low, throw you. Throw is the lesser of all evils, but you have to guess between low shield and high shield, because if you high shield, she could just clip your ankles with 2C, and if you low shield, she could just do some IED pressure, or she can do 4BC and cook you for another like 3.5k to almost 4k route. So, and the fact that her 4BC is an overhead, maybe in the patch coming in April, like a couple days from now, she'll be altered with the overhead. I think the overhead right now is the best move in the game free. Like, it beats throw tech, it beats low shield, it anti-airs, like it does everything for her. Like, she's an all-around character. She has an uppercut, so it's not like when you get on her she, you know, has to hold anything. Like, she's just really hard to beat. Like, simple as that. She's definitely the best character in the game right now, in my opinion. And then I would definitely put Vlog right next to her. I would put Vlog top 1. Vlog was my top 1 in my last tier list. I would put Vlog top 1 again. However, with this character having an uppercut and the way her set play works, she's definitely better than him slightly, but I think Vlog is still like super good. In the department of zoning, he forces you to make a decision. You have to use shield to kind of cover your spacing at neutral to even get in on him, and everything is just a risk. Every time you do anything against Vlog, it's like a huge risk. Even now, people have come up with set play routes. You'll see Safe and Masoma do some like crazy routes with this character. So even now, I think that this character still, you could put Vlog over her just because of the interactions, but honestly, she's better because of that set play situation and her 4BC being overhead. Like, she's just gonna cook you regardless. But yeah, Vlog, it's hard to get in for most characters. You have to use the shield mechanic to, like I said, traverse the map, because without that, he would just keep you away, and you would have to really gamble, because you already have to gamble. If you super jump in and Vlog still has moon drive and you don't shield, you'll get air unblockable. It's a lot of things that Vlog can set up, and it is really very hard to beat the character consistently, depending on what character you play and what matchup you are running. But Vlog still, you know, in the top 2. So whichever one you think is the best, it really doesn't matter at this point. They're both top tier. Now after that, things get a little tricky because we have a lot of strong characters. Like we got Shiki, that's definitely up there. We got Roa's really good. We got maids. I think that next I would definitely put and this is based off of, and remember this tier list is based off of more like character strength, not matchups, because I don't know every character's matchups. Even though I do play a lot of these characters, I don't know everybody's matchups. But this part is where it gets tricky. I think that realistically speaking, right, Shiki and Arcuate are almost interchangeable because like Shiki is like super good and solid. She's super good and solid. She has a lot of plus frames that she can work with. She has an overhead, she has an unblockable, she has literally, I feel like, more than Shiki, but I feel like Shiki has the install, and that install is like super good. So Shiki and Arcuate, this is where it gets tricky. I think realistically, and this I think maybe I would put maybe Arcuate and then Shiki. I think Arcuate, like, her damage output is insane. Like, you cannot low shield against her at all. She eliminates low shield. She has like mad overheads, 3 BC overhead, 5B charge overhead. She has a lot of options to cook you for shielding. 236 hold is plus, so she could just steal her turns back easily. She has an uppercut, which is a 2-2 input, so it's very easy to uppercut things on reaction. Shiki is kind of like just the Shoto of the game, like super solid, no projectile, but like just super solid, super straightforward. Has an unblockable too. The thing that makes Shiki up here for sure, because he has really high damage output also, and his stagger pressure is really good. His IED is very unique because he falls very fast. And his 236B is one of the best moves in the game, just because of the it just bounces you to the ground for a free combo. And like I said, he does a lot of damage. Has an install. His install gives him some left to right, full screen low, damn near. He has a lot going for him, but I would definitely put Arcuate maybe over him, because he has to go into a mode. She just starts with BS. Like, she's one of those type of characters that she's honest, but she's not. Like, the way she operates, like I said, she has really good super. I call it the DBZ super, where she dashes through your body, hits you back to the ground, gets to left to right, gets to float. Like, all of that stuff with her is like, it's hard to deal with, I'm not gonna lie to you. So her set play can be pretty overwhelming, on top of, like I said, all her plus frames, and her damage output is very high. So I will put them right here. The last character I would put up there with them is probably Kohaku and Hisui, maids. I've been actually playing them a lot more recent. Korean Wrestling Man is definitely the best maids in the world, especially that I've seen, that utilizes both of the maids in a very unique way, has a lot of tag routes. They do a lot of damage. Like, they can dish out 6.4k with 4 bars. Like, their damage output is pretty insane. Their mix-up potential is insane. It's very hard to block both of these characters, and especially if you're actively like switching between the match and you really can't get a read on the player. It's like super hard to get a read on a player when you got 2 characters and you really don't know what situations they're gonna put you in. And they have a lot of off-screen mix-ups too, like especially with Kohaku. Kohaku has a lot of off-screen mix-ups, so I think that maids together is definitely S, and then we'll start putting some characters in A tier. In A, out of all these characters, I think Roa would be A+. I think he'll be right underneath, because his, like, the way he plays, like his his routing mid-screen is like super dangerous. Does a lot of damage, because I see new routes with this character every day. He has a lot of potential to grow even further. He's very strong at neutral control, and not only just neutral control, but this character is very just strong in general in the mix-up department. Again, his extended dash is pretty unique. It's really floaty, so he doesn't go over you. He'll never go over your body. He'll always stay in front, but you just have to guess between how many overheads he's gonna hit you with. So it's real easy for him to strike throw you. His strike throw game, probably one of the best in the game. On top of like his projectiles just keep you in check. He has a lot of ways to set up unblockables with those projectiles. So I think definitely A plus is a good spot for him. And he has an uppercut. I think the only thing, I feel like these characters can just get their rocks off a little easier than Roa. Roa, you definitely have to be a specialist with the character. He's just not a pick up and play type character, because he's kind of awkward. He's not like super simple. He's like kind of awkward compared to a lot of the cast. So I think he would be up here probably if he was just slightly a little more pick up and play. He probably would be up in the S tier. Not to say any of these characters are just easy. Some of them are. I actually did an easy use tier list on my YouTube that y'all can check out, but I definitely think Roa A plus is the right move. Now this is where it gets tricky. I think that I would probably put Hisui then Miyako. Hisui, the thing about Hisui, she's really good at beating anybody that doesn't want to block. Like if you do not want to block, as much block stun as she puts you in forces you to guess multiple times, like she's pretty much an auto win at that point. You have to, the opponent has to be able to defend her to even remotely stand a chance at beating her. On top of her neutral is some of the best in the game. The way she controls space with a lot of her different projectiles. If you play solo Hisui, she has a lot of different items that she can throw, and some are not random. You can actually control with the input that you end on, so you can actually control it. And her air control, she can bring you all the way from the top of the stage to the bottom of the stage into full conversions. Her conversions are like super crazy. Her corner carry is super crazy. Her Oki is definitely some of the best in the game when it comes to float mix-ups. Like her drift is like super strong and super ambiguous to deal with. On top of, she can do like triple overheads and fake it out with charge C. She has a lot of offense going, and let's not even talk about charge C chair. Like charge C chair shot is definitely really good when you can use it properly, if you know how to use it. And Miyako, I would put Miyako right here. I know a lot of people put Miyako S. I think, in my opinion, and I don't play this character actively anymore. I pretty much just main maids and play a lot of Dead Apostle. But Miyako, in my opinion, is like, she can either A, be a winning condition, or she can hinder your chances of winning. Because like, when you go into a match with a 50-50 character, it's not like Leo from Strive. Like Leo from Strive, like his overhead is plus, his low options are plus. Like when he's on you, his pressure is plus, it's constant pressure. When she's on you, if she does overhead, she has to have moon drive. Like she has to have some moon meter to cancel, because the overhead is like super unsafe. If she does elbow, she basically can do elbow into low, which is safe, but she's always susceptible to getting shielded, like on reaction, especially with the cross up elbow. Now she does have a lot of options to cook shields, and that's probably why people rate her so high, because she could destroy shields. But I think overall her neutral is still weak compared to other characters. You have to be very good with her at neutral to actually get W's with her. Like it's not easy to play neutral against people that know the matchup and have like a lot more range than you. You actually have to wait and play a little more patient, and a lot of Miyakos aren't too patient. They kind of jump around the screen, kind of go ham and want their offense, but once you kind of kill that and force them to play neutral, it's pretty free to beat her. Unless, like, I mean, she just has a factor of if she hits you, you're always in this constant mix. But like the fact that that's not a guaranteed situation, it's kind of like just like, hey, it's a 50-50, this could go right, this could go wrong. Characters like that will always, to me, fall on the tier list a little bit, because it's not a consistent W. That's another reason why it's kind of like, it will be interesting in Evo. I know a Miyako will probably get top 8, but it'll be interesting in Evo if like a Miyako could take the whole tournament, which is very possible. If you are guessing right that day, you will win with Miyako. If you are guessing wrong, then at that point you have to be a super solid player that is really good at fundamentals and whip punishes and all that good stuff. So after this, I would put Kohaku. I think Kohaku, like, her normals are like super ridiculous. Her damage output is actually insane for what she's actually doing. She isn't doing a lot, and her routing literally routes into the same combo every time, into a hard knockdown, into late plant setup. You can throw, you can shimmy with the, because if somebody techs throw, taking the throw is the better option versus trying to tech throw and getting shimmy by the plant and losing like all of your life. So she has really good little tricky situations with late plant, because you could mash on wake up, you could try to mash out, but like she could just 2A me to you. So like if you shield, she could throw you on fatal. Like it's a lot of situations that she could do, but her air priority is like insane, and just her normal neutral, her normals and neutral are very hard to contest, and it's very easy to her to convert anything into the same, like literally the same routing. On top of when you play solo Kohaku, she definitely has wake up options. They might not be that great because the option selects, but I mean they still exist. So that's that. I definitely put her right up behind Miyako. So in this situation, I would put, this is where stuff gets a little harder to put people places. I believe that I actually really do believe in this character. I think Ciel is actually super underrated. I think her neutral is probably top 3 in this game, just based on black keys into super. Like nobody can avoid getting hit by black keys to super, and she gets a really good setup off of it with 236C. So it's like you can't really avoid it. On top of she does really good damage, like, and she has a command grab, and people are kind of sleep on the command grab because the Ciel, you cannot shield Ciel. Like if you shield Ciel, she throws you on fatal, and like she can literally take your life bar for like 5k, like easy 5k, almost probably 6k if you optimize her. But the fact that you cannot shield her, like her, as long as she keeps a Moondrive resource, because she's a very unique character, like she needs to keep like Moondrive resources to like command grab you and stuff like that. But like her conversions just in general, like they hurt a lot. And like I said, because you're gonna get hit by black keys in a match, you have to play a very different game when you fight her. You have to play her game at all times, because shield will not save you against her. Yeah, you can shield the black keys and get you some meter going, but just in general on defense, it will not save you against her. She has a really good JB cross up, and her JA is for sure one of the best air normals in the game that I've seen. Super easy to convert into a lot of damage as well. So I put her A+. Now we go to the A tier characters. I really think Alco is like super good. I just think that she's still underdeveloped. Like she has a lot of stuff to figure out, because she does kill shield really well with a lot of the way her orbs work. Her orbs can definitely, especially held orb, The orb that you throw is good as a bait, because if somebody shields it, you can actually dash out of their B option of shield and punish them. So she does have some tricky things, and in the corner she gets a free throw loop with throwing orb. She actually gets a throw loop. If nobody knows about that, yeah, test that out. She definitely gets a throw loop off of 214A in the corner. It'll grab the shield. You can actually throw the shield. So she has a lot of tricky things to work on, but it's just like she's a very advanced character. She's not pick up and play. You have to know how to negative edge to maximize the character. She does pretty good damage. She has very tricky situations going for her. The thing that will always kind of hold her back, I feel like, is probably the way this game plays, and also her matchup spread. When I was playing her, some of her matchups are kind of clunky, especially her versus Vlov. I think that's a really bad matchup for her. Some of her other matchups are kind of weird, but I definitely think that one versus Flaw is like super crazy. I think the next character, another one, same thing, is like Akia. I think Akia is like super strong, does stupid damage, has a really good command grab now. Nobody uses it. I don't know why nobody uses it, but it's frame 1, like you can't jump it after the flash. So like her wheel is still very dangerous. She's just like a conditioning character. You have to condition your opponent very well. If you could condition your opponent with her, like, she's really good. Like I said, like her air priority is silly. Yeah, I just think that these two characters could move up here, and even here with more development, or after the patch, they could definitely move up here or here, for sure here. But it's gonna take time for more development. But because honestly, in my honest opinion, I think Alco is probably up here. But for the way she's working, especially with like matchup chart and all of the things that this game brings to the table, I think that she really has to do a lot. She has to do the most, where these characters really don't. Akia, same thing. She has to do the most while some of these characters don't, which will benefit you in the end. Being super technical with the character will definitely benefit you. But yeah, that's just the way I view Akia. I think Akia is like super strong, but she's gonna take a lot more development. Now with these last 4, these characters are not bad at all, like they're super strong, but somebody has to be high, somebody has to be low, right? I think next I would say I'd probably put a Work A, and a lot of players play her in Japan. In NA, I know Lucy started, and she was doing work with Work, a lot of work actually. And it's very interesting to see the character play, because this character is like optimization station. Like, she does a lot of damage. Her neutral is like insane. She gets really good OTG. She has a little tricky left to rights. She has a lot of ways to basically cook you at neutral and force you to make mistakes and hit you and do a lot of damage. The thing that will always separate her is she's so reliant on like projectiles and kind of running. Like, she's not really, I don't look at her as like a rush down character. I look at her as like a kind of in between character. Like, she can rush down, but her strength is making opponents make mistakes in neutral. That's like her strength, and she'll just get the damage from there. But being so reliant on that is like, that's kind of like the problem I see in her. Like, she's super strong, like if she hits you, but the fact that she's so reliant on projectiles in a game where, you know, you can shield the projectile, you can force a situation, and they did change the recovery on her projectile to make it a little better. But I mean, one good jump and, you know, she could be taken. So she has some weaknesses, definitely, but I still see her biggest strengths, which is she does make people make like huge mistakes in neutral. So that's like super good for her. So I would definitely put her the last character in A. These characters are all going in B. I might put one. I'll put Noelle in A. That's cap. I'll put Noelle in A. Noelle fell off. I used to put her up here. Sometimes I would think she might be here, but I would put her up here. A lot of players were putting her high, like early on. I think the problem with Noelle is, and this might sound like crazy, but the problem with Noelle is she really just doesn't have anything going on that's like crazy compared to the rest of the characters. Like Noelle is like whip punish the game. Like she's just whip punish the game, take your life bar, whip punish the game, take your life bar. But realistically, if you block against her and you don't like take a lot of risk and you kind of just play like solid, she really cannot hit you. Like, and every black key she throws is a wasted resource. So like if I block or I shield black keys, she's not going to want to throw them because it's wasting. So she's only going to want to do them on combos. But when you really think about it, if I'm not whipping and I'm not like jumping around the screen like a maniac and giving her opportunities to hit me, how's she gonna hit me? Like she really doesn't have any mix-ups. The only mix that she really has is like in the corner. She can basically take the corner off of 236C and do a little tricky left or right. But like beyond that, if you got to that point, you probably like made a huge mistake. She's not meant for opening you up. Like she really just doesn't have the options to like open you up. Yes, she has an overhead, but it's a gimmick. It's definitely a gimmick. It's not that good. But yeah, I would put her right here for sure. I think that she could definitely, because all these characters can win a major. All these characters are good. However, she's definitely lacking in the department the other characters. I think if she had unlimited black keys, then she'll be like actually probably up here free, because she would just have an easier way to hit you if you made a mistake at neutral without throwing out resources, I think. Now B, I would definitely put Coma, and then Saber. Coma's a command grab character. Like either it's gonna work or it's not gonna work. He does pretty solid damage. He can be tricky to defend just because it's hard to fuzzy jump because of 2A mash, so you really can't fuzzy jump him. He's in a weird spot. I think he could be in a whole nother tier, but I have yet to see it. I think a lot of players probably go to hammer with him and haven't really found the recipe to win with him consistently. I think that and also like anybody that has like a projectile is going to give him some trouble. He's going to be forced to like take risk, and I think the only Coma that would be able to win is like a super patient Coma that like waits his turn and goes in and then goes back to neutral and waits his turn. Because Coma, I feel like Coma's movement is pretty like, it's above average. So, but command grab will always be a factor in any fighting game. And then Saber, I think Saber still just has the same problems. Like a lot of Sabers kind of go like nuts with her, and I think in order to win with her consistently, you still have to play that game like kind of like Noelle. This character does an insane amount of damage though, but the difference is these characters are kind of doing the exact same thing. However, this character has like a projectile that if it does hit you, she can literally take your whole life bar from full screen. Saber has Avalon, which is good, but it just doesn't do enough damage. I think Avalon, they should buff Avalon to literally do, when she counters you, do 50%. I think that would actually make her like almost probably like S tier. If they made Avalon do like 50%, or like if she does Avalon to you, she gets like a damage buff or something like crazy, that would like buff her. Like I would actually like something like that for her, because I think other than that, like her chances of hitting you again is pretty slim to none. I did come up with a set play route with her. I might have to put it on my YouTube. That is pretty unique and gives her like left to right mix-ups, but like nobody really uses it. I put it on Twitter too, but nobody used it. But Saber's solid. But that's the problem. Like she's super honest and super solid, does a lot of damage, but that's really it. Like her Avalon is like really good, but it just doesn't do enough damage to be super strong. So this is my type Lumina tier list. like I said, I think DA is definitely the best character in the game right now. She's like just super strong. And with that being said, we will just have to wait till this April patch to see if they are able to shake up the meta with some buffs and nerfs. But I'm super excited and super stoked to see the new characters that we are getting. So y'all stay tuned, and I will see y'all later. Peace out.